tell us your name.
Narjan.
Narjan, welcome.
I know it's hard to pronounce, but
Narjan.
okay.
Is it? I mean, is it something that you just get used to? That people go Najan, Najan. Narjan?
I know I'm used to it now. I get called everything basically.
Yeah. And where does that name come from? What does it mean?
Basically, it means a strong and independent tree. but okay.
Yeah, a tree though. I mean,
a strong and independent one.
I mean, in a way, none of us get a chance to choose what we're called.
I know.
Would you be called something else? Come on and join in. We've got Narjan. Tell us your name.
Craig.
Craig, welcome. I'm just cleaning the table at the same time here, Craig.
What's the topic of conversation?
Well, so far, because Narjan's got an unusual name I've not heard before. Well, I heard it last year. But we don't get to choose our names. Our kind of parents do it normally. I mean,
if you're an actor, you get to choose your name, I suppose.
What would your name be? Grab the mic, because I'm still cleaning the table.
I'm quite happy with Craig.
You'd stick with Craig?
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then again, I've changed my name. I was christened Alan Craig Stubbs.
All right.
But I'm called by my second name.
So you had a bit of a choice, really, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you went for the Craig. Okay. Would you choose Narjan if you got to choose?
If I got to choose, I would choose Narjan because it's a really unique name. It's not that unique, popular, and I've actually never met another Narjan before. I'm just the only one and the only one, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it means a strong and independent tree. I mean, everyone says that I'm really independent, so I guess it counts.
Okay, so independent, all the trees independent, throw your branches at me. Okay, so where are we going to go with this conversation? We can talk about names, maybe talk about the name of Nelson. Where does that come from?
What would be your superhero name?
What would be my superhero name?
Yeah.
I don't know, Mr. Chat, I suppose. What would be your superhero name?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't thought about that yet.
Okay, what about Craig? Have you got a superhero name?
No, I don't believe in superheroes.
No?
I think it's an American thing. All this uplifting, I don't believe in it at all.
What would be the UK equivalent of superheroes?
Down to earth and feet on the ground.
Okay, so we're a bit more down to earth than the Americans. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think they live in La La Land, really.
Yeah, okay. But isn't it nice to live in La La Land in a way?
But to escape to it, not really. I think you're deluding yourself and you're running away from reality.
Okay. Okay, so you're saying the UK are more down to earth. Come and get involved in this. We've got Craig, we've got Narjan. We're talking at the moment about what is your superhero name, but then Craig's like, superhero is an American thing, and the Americans are like living in La La Land, whereas in the UK we're more down to earth. Do you agree with that? Have you got a superhero name? Come and join in. We got Craig, we got Narjan. Who have we got over here?
Juliet.
We got Juliet. Come and join in. Come and have a chat for 2 minutes. Yes, you can. Come and sit down. Don't worry. This is all being electrically tested. It's all safe. What? I can't hear from what they're saying.
What are you saying? Our parents are waiting for us down there.
Okay, bring your parents along as well. There's no age limit here on Talkaoke. Maybe, I mean, is there any parenting superheroes? That could be a question. Or do you want to go? Do you think that we're more down to earth in the UK?
I kind of find my parents superheroes.
Your parents are superheroes.
They are though.
Okay, why?
Because, look, my mom, she's really independent by herself. You know, she's the best mother in the world.
Okay.
Shout out to my mother.
Okay, shout out to mum. What's her name?
Zinat.
Zinette.
Zinat.
Zinette.
We've all got unique names.
Yeah. Okay. So, best mum in the world. Are there any other contenders for best mum in the world? Is it just Zinette's? Is she winning hands down? Come and join in. Is Narjan's mum the best mum in the world? That's what we're talking about at the moment.
Yes.
Are we more down to earth in the UK? Any thoughts on any of this, Juliet? Grab the mic. Any thoughts on any of these things that we've been talking about so far?
About the superheroes, about the...
Have you got a superhero name?
I'm not sure.
What are your special powers?
Overcoming a hangover right
Overcoming
now.
a hangover, okay.
Finding
that's good. That's a
clever,
good one.
like making things out of nothing. You know,
okay, well,
making useful objects from things that have been like thrown away.
I mean, that's quite a good skill, isn't it? I mean, that's a kind of MacGyver type sort of superhero thing, like making stuff from nothing. Are you any good at that, Craig? You any good at making stuff or fixing stuff?
Well, I'm an artist, so
Okay.
I generally make things anyway.
Yeah?
But I trained as an engineer from school, so I can turn my hand to things.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a new face to the table. I've got a special mic for you because he's recovering from COVID, so he's sitting on a naughty table over there. But just give us a sound check on that one.
Is it sounding all right there?
No,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a bit quiet, that one. I'm trying to turn it up.
Hello.
Tell us your name anyway.
My name's Andy.
Andy, welcome. I'll give you a round of applause.
Lovely.
No, that's your coffee. Yeah. Hang on, I'm just going to try and turn you up a little bit here. Okay, give us another burst now.
Hello, Mikey.
Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, right.
That's,
So there's a few things on the table. You can take your pick here. I feel we're not. It's early days with Talkaoke. Come and have a seat. You can sit and eat over there, unless you're worried about catching COVID from this man. I don't know if we settled on the subject. There's a few things. There's a thing about names. There's a thing about superheroes. Narjan says her mum is the best mum in the world. There's the thing about making stuff. Juliet's really good at making stuff. And then we found out that Craig's an artist. So we're sort of, I don't know, we've got a few different things. And a former engineer, but not an engineer anymore. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. Do you ever stop being, because you don't really, I would say this as an artist, you don't ever stop being an artist. Do you stop being
No, you're always looking at things and looking to manipulate things in your mind and turn things into a new story. It's effectively being a storyteller.
Okay, so you're actually a storyteller as well. Okay. So that's where we are. Let's just get, between bites, just tell us your name.
Hi, I'm Yvonne.
Yvonne, we've got Andy, you probably know, and Craig, Juliet, Narjan, Mikey. Where are we going to go with this conversation now? I don't know. Should we talk about being an artist and that sort of sense of like, you're always an artist, you're telling a story in your case?
It's the way you look at life and the way you look at the world.
Yeah.
And then you turn it and spin it to try to provoke other people to see it in a particular way or in your way.
Yeah.
So you're always trying to communicate with other people.
Right, okay, so it's about art is about communication. Any views on that?
I agree with that.
Okay.
And I also think that sort of when I talk to people about the sort of artwork that I make, I'm an artist as well. I do sort of a lot of work with people. And Yvonne, what are you?
Is there any non-artists on the table?
I'm not sure, but I think I
sure?
am. Yeah.
Well, Yvonne looks like an artist.
Yeah, you look like an artist. What makes you not sure about whether you're an artist or not?
Some days I feel like I am, and other days I don't.
Okay, so it's more of a kind of mood thing, in a way. Okay. Okay.
In that instance where someone's kind of like saying, so why is getting a load of people together in artwork, or how come that's like how can you still define it as being an artist?
Yeah.
Then I like that idea of it's helping people to see things in a different way, just as the same way as a drawing or a painting is. But I do wonder about that thing that you just mentioned there about whether it's helping them to see the way you see the world and sharing that, or sometimes or maybe there's some work that I do that's like that, and there's other work where I just think, actually, I'm sort of interested in how other people might see it completely differently, and just like putting the question out there. But I think it's a good, as you say, that sort of like, it's like a constant work, isn't it? You're always trying to look at things in a different way and wanting to share that with people and hear about how they see things.
What is the benefit of looking at things in a different way?
I would hope that it opens up space for a sort of fairer world, but
Learning, I'd say.
Learning as well, okay. All right, so we've got all artists around. Are you an artist, Narjan? Would you call yourself an artist?
I'm an artist, yeah. I draw, but like I'm not that kind of artist where you like make stuff out of things. Well, I basically do make stuff, but I make drawings or paintings.
Okay. Okay, so you're more of a drawer. Are you seeing things in a different way when you're doing drawing?
Yeah, so I draw when I'm feeling stressed and it helps me out.
Okay.
I would recommend it.
Come and get involved in this. Are you an artist? You look like one. Event manager. Can you be an event manager and an artist? Yes, you can. Okay, right. So come and get involved in this. We're talking about seeing things in a different way, and what's the benefit of that? Learning. What's the benefit of learning, I suppose? But we also talked about like stress. Does it stop you from being stressed being an artist?
Being an artist,
Yeah.
for me it does, but
Yeah.
for some people, I don't think so. I don't know. People
Yeah.
have different views to
Yeah.
things, I guess.
I mean, I would consider myself an artist as well, and I've got this saying that art is 1% perspiration and 99% administration. Because it's in my mind, it's mostly not in my mind. In my experience, it's mostly about writing emails. It seems to be anyway. But do you write a lot of emails, Craig?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a lot of communication with other people.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of communication, isn't it? I mean, can there be an art to writing emails? Can it be made more sort of fun, I suppose?
Well, it's a bit of a drag, but it's necessary. If you want to get funding, you've got to just get out there and you've got to email out and talk to people and persuade people to see things that you're valued to the community and that you value what you do.
I mean, can there be come and get involved in this? Yes, you're looking interested. Yes, we'll give you a round of applause. Come on, give us 2 minutes. Oh, yes. At the moment, we're talking about seeing things from a different perspective. What is that all about? We're trying to drum up the crowd as well, to be honest. Trying to drum up a few more people.
Let's talk about spreadsheets. That's definitely going to attract people in, isn't it? But no, the conversation that we've had is that when the art labour ends up being so much about administration and doing kind of like the daily tasks, then there are points where you wonder whether it's art anymore, and that's kind of or whether you've become a project manager. But maybe the flipping is to sort of see, as you say, like writing emails as your art form, or organising as what you do as an artist, but you don't frame it that way.
On there. Do you write a lot of emails?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you can write them so that they're nice and persuade people to do things that they wouldn't maybe do otherwise.
Okay, so it's about the art of persuasion, maybe.
I
mean, do you think anyone would like do a retrospective of your?
I've considered it because there's been some very key emails that I've written. That
What's your best email ever? Or is that just a tough question?
It was a thread, wasn't it? How many was it?
Oh yeah, I had a conversation with Bradford Council about getting a building off them, and it was a chain of 453 emails, and I did manage to get them to give us the building.
So it wasn't one; it was like a 453.
It was like a 3-year commitment.
Wow.
To one project. So.
Okay, well, that's an amazing story. That if you write enough emails, you can get your own building. That's incredible. I think.
For free.
But 453, it was in your case. That's an incredible. Narjan, obviously you're starting out in your art career. Are you willing to write that many emails for your art?
I mean, if I were to sell them, yeah.
Yeah. You are willing, would you see writing emails as an art form? Do you write many emails?
Not really. I've only written about 10 emails in my whole lifetime.
Wow. Okay. Do you see your future as writing emails?
I could.
Yeah, it could be. Okay.
But I think maybe you're one of those artists that's going to get other people to write your emails for you, which is the ideal situation, isn't it? Like you're the kind of like.
Is that when you've made it as an artist, when you got someone else to write your emails?
So a friend used to be PA for Penelope Curtis, who was director of Henry Moore Institute, and she never wrote any emails.
Who?
The director.
Penelope.
Yeah. So she just dictated.
So she made it. Yeah. Okay, so if you're that good as an artist or an art director, you don't have to write your own email. I would love that.
I think it actually took a lot longer than it would just to write them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was efficient.
Come and get involved in this. Yes, that's you. Yes.
Have you ever written an email?
Have you ever written an email?
Fresh to it.
Well, we'll explain it. We come and take a seat. We've got Narjan, we've got Craig, we've got Juliet on camera, we've got Andy, we've got Yvonne and Mikey. Tell us
What's your name?
Sabia.
Sabia?
Nice name.
Have you ever written an email, Sabia? No. I mean, would you like to be an artist?
Yeah.
Apparently you have to write a lot of emails to be an artist, but if you get really, really good, you can get someone else to write the emails for you.
Yeah.
I mean, are you willing to write like 453 emails?
No.
No, okay. Maybe you haven't got it what it takes to be an artist, but I don't know for sure. Where are we going to go with this conversation?
Speaking about art.
That's my sister.
Come on, sister. We got Sabia, we got Narjan, we got Craig, we got Annie, we got Yvonne. Come and have a seat. I'm Mikey. Tell us your name. Have you ever written any emails? Have you written an email?
No.
No. What's your name?
Kira.
Kira. Okay, so that's what we're talking about at the moment. But you have something to say?
I was going to ask. I wonder if going to art school now, whether you would just get taught how to write all those emails.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what you do at school anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't have to do loads of email writing at school.
Do you have an art class at school, Kira? No.
No.
Do you have an art class?
Yeah.
Do you have to write emails in the art class?
No.
Okay, maybe. What do you do in the art class?
Art.
What sort of art?
Painting.
Painting. Okay. Okay. And you like to continue that painting because Narjan likes drawing as well. She says that it actually relaxes her if she's stressed out.
Painting. I just like doing painting.
Yeah. Okay. Anything particularly you like to paint?
Flowers.
Flowers. Okay. I'm going to come over to you, Craig, because we didn't find out from you. You're an artist as well. Does it relax you to do your art? Is that part of it as well?
I'm quite relaxed anyway. I'm not really over stressed about anything.
What is the secret to being relaxed?
Education.
Yeah?
Knowing that it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so that's down to education, knowing it doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, when you're young, when you're immersed in life, you get told off from your parents, you get told off from teachers, and it's easy to think that there's a problem with life, and there's an immediacy to it, and you have to do certain things, and you really don't.
Okay. Do you ever get told off by teachers, and does it stress you out? Do you ever get told off by teachers?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Makes me so angry at them.
Okay. Do you think it's necessary to be told off by teachers?
No.
Okay. Are you looking forward to a future? Because Craig's saying as soon as he got out of school, it's more relaxed. Because you had the education to know that it didn't matter anymore. So that's what I'm picking up anyway. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I get told off by teachers a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Too much, or is it necessary? Is it part of the learning experience?
Yeah, I mean, it is part of it, because like if you never get told off, it's like you don't feel the fun. You know, you don't get to experience what it's like. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but for the first time, when I used to be like a really good child at like school, at primary school. Yeah. But when I first got told off in primary school in front of everyone in my class, basically I felt like all the heat in the air coming to my cheeks, and I turned like a tomato. Right. Yeah. It was like really embarrassing to get told off for a stupid thing. I was passing notes to my friends.
It's embarrassing, but are you more used to it now? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, I don't get told off a lot, but like at least like 2-3 times a week.
Okay. Yeah. Andy, you've been to art school. Do you get told off at art school?
I don't remember getting told off, even though I skived quite a lot of art school. They kind of like at art school. It seems to be like as long as you're sort of doing something creative, that's okay. Yeah. So I remember spending quite a lot of time playing music rather than making art. Yeah. But then because one of my art tutors was also a musician, that was fine.
Okay, so in a way you get to do what you want at art school.
That's definitely how I felt.
Should normal school be... Oh, hang on a sec. Give us a final thought before you go. Come on, Sadia, Kira, give us a final thought. Plus, we're on camera for this bit, so this is a really important bit to get in. I don't know who this guy is working for, but give us a final thought. Should school be more like art school, where you just do what you want?
Not what you want, because then you probably get like if you do what you want, then you're gonna obviously get told off because you're doing what you want, and then you're gonna because you're just gonna like destroy everything, and you're not gonna be disciplined.
Okay, so that's a no. Give us a final thought.
I don't think it should be just art because we need to learn more about how we can look after this world.
Okay, so actually we should be learning more about how to look after this world. That's a really good final thought. Thank you. So where do we want to go with this? Should we be learning less art and more about environmental stewardship? Come and get involved in this conversation. Dogs are welcome as well. That's just a hello for dogs. What do people think? I mean, is art a way to learn about the environmental things? What do you think?
I think there's a lot of artists that are concerned with the environment through being interested in landscape and as Craig was saying, sort of being interested in looking at the world differently and appreciating things in a different way, and I think that leads to people caring about the environment and landscape and wildlife more. I think as a kid I was really into drawing birds, as in the birds of prey and kind of owls and stuff. Have you got or pigeons?
Come and take a seat, come and get involved in this. This is Talkaoke. We're talking about should there be more creativity in schools? Should we be learning about art, or should we be learning about... Yes, come and get involved.
You have an appointment.
Okay, give us a final thought before you go.
Bye.
Come on, you've got to do better than that. You helped us get this going. So at the moment we're talking about art and the environment, creativity.
You should talk about the topic, clothes. What style clothes people have.
What style to wear? Okay.
Yeah, what would be more convenient to wear at a sleepover? I don't know.
Okay, some fashions. It's going to be a tricky one for me. Come and get involved in this. Yes, that's you. Yes. Come and have a seat on the table of chat. Yes, the both of you. We've got plenty of seats. We have got Yvonne, we've got Andy, we've got Craig. Tell us your name.
My name's Yusuf and that.
Was it Yusuf?
Yeah.
And come and get involved in this. Yes, you can do it. Yes. Just be careful of that bag that's on the back of the chair there. What's your name?
Yahya.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So we're talking. One of the things we're talking about is education. What should we learn? Should we be learning about how to save the world? Should we be learning about art? Should we be learning about fashion? Fashion.
Oh, fashion. Yeah.
Or factions for that matter. Are we considerate enough about what's happening to our planet, to nature? Yusuf,
I think we should talk about what's it called? Not education. You know why? Let me tell you why.
Go.
So basically, education. Education. Basically, I got this whole theory in my head.
Yeah, go. Well, we want to hear it.
Okay, can I ask a question first?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I'm from London, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I just came here for the weekend. But is it like this every weekend?
Yeah, it's pretty much like this every weekend.
No way.
Yeah.
We're here every weekend.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Like every weekend it's like this?
Yeah.
This is not like London, man. This is not like
London.
London. East London.
Whereabouts in East London?
Like Ilford.
Ilford, okay.
Yeah. It's Ilford, but the thing is, Ilford isn't like this. Ilford's more like...
What's Ilford like?
Oh, we won't go there.
Yeah.
It's not a good place.
Is there anything you can take back from here to Ilford?
Take back from here to Ilford?
Yeah, okay, you're saying it's busy, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, so basically Ilford, instead of what's it called, going against each other, they could community and that. Because obviously in Ilford it's not like that, innit? People, it's like every man for himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, so it's more individualistic in Ilford.
Yeah, it's not like, what's the communism and that.
Yeah, you think it's more communist up here?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone gets along, you get me?
Okay, so...
what's that?
This is a sound effect.
Oh, that's sick. Can I press one?
Yeah, if you want to.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's that? What does that do?
That's just the horse.
Nice.
The horse sound effect.
That's cool. That's it.
Obviously it's related to whatever we're talking about. Come and get involved in this. This is Talkaoke. What do you think? Are you at school? What do you think about school? Should it be changed to be more about art and creativity, or more about nature?
They have a lot of wisdom. I think they should.
Have you ever been told off? These are some of the subjects we've got. Yusuf, we've got Craig, we've got Andy and Yvonne and Juliet and Cameron. What's your name again? Yu.
Yeah, it's not you. Yeah, you got that a bit wrong still. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's just getting sort of broadcast out here. Sit down.
Okay, right. So, can we get involved in this? Have you got a view on this?
What are we talking about?
I don't know. I mean, there's a little bit about communism that Yusuf's brought in. There's something about community. Yusuf's come all the way from Ilford in Greater London, East London.
Been there.
You've been there? Well, Yusuf is saying it's every man for himself here. Here it's much more communist and people work together. And then there's more of a community vibe. Do you agree with that? Is that a good thing? Come and get involved.
Is it you from London, Mikey?
Yeah, I'm from London. Yes.
You're from London?
Yeah, I'm from a small little borough called Hackney.
Hackney.
In East London. Yeah. Yes. But I don't know what Ilford's like, but Hackney I think is probably a little bit more. I mean, this is our card. There we go. That's our card there. We've got a little bit of rumbling going on with the drums here. It's adding drama to this conversation, I think. So I've got to come up with something dramatic. Where do we go with this? I mean, Andy, help me out.
This is what Nelson's like, isn't it? You can't have 3 minutes without a samba band.
Yeah. Does this happen every Saturday? See, this is. I mean, what do you think about this kind of?
I don't know, man. It's different, innit? It's different.
This is what happens when your town gets taken over by communists.
Yeah, man.
It's all.
I like it. It's calm.
Yeah, you like it, okay?
Huh?
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
Could you bring down this samba band to Ilford?
It's like a community and that. But the thing is, yeah, is this like every weekend?
Well, I mean, as has been pointed out, I'm actually from Hackney, so.
So you just came down here?
No, to be honest, it's like this for me every weekend. So I go.
Oh, flip. So is that Saturday, Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. Oh.
Yeah. I've got a new face at the table. We've got Yahya, something. What's it?
Yahya.
We've got Yusuf, we've got Craig, we've got Andy and Yvonne. Tell us your name.
Sean,
and I'm Mike here. I mean, there's a few. Are you from this area?
Yes, I'm from Nelson.
Is it quite a communist place? Because that's the way Yusuf sees it. He's from Ilford. They're quite communist up here. Yeah.
It's not a community area, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone just does their own thing.
I mean, is there a way to grow community in Ilford? I know we're not.
We could do it with your help.
With my help,
yeah.
Definitely,
with this thing in Ilford, everyone will be chilling. Everyone will be chilling.
Definitely. Come and get involved, yes. Come on.
Oh, I pressed the right one.
Yeah, you got the right one this time. So we got Yvonne, we got Andy, we got Craig, we got Yusuf, we got you're here.
Always get it wrong, yeah.
You're here, yeah. And we've got Sean and Mikey. Tell us your name.
Darren.
Darren, come have a seat. Do you think Nelson's quite a communist place?
Communist?
It's quite community.
Oh, yeah,
everyone's
very diverse, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you think people stand together in the community in Nelson?
Yeah, as you can see, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so what advice, because Yusuf is seeing this, he's actually from London, like me, and he's kind of wondering how to actually bring this to Ilford in London. How can you actually get the community going more in Ilford like this? What's the answer? What's the secret to get something like this happening?
Just start it. Just get
do it yourself.
Just do it, yeah.
Okay, so would you take steps to start up a little festival in Ilford?
Yes, I would. First thing I'd do is I'd take your number, then I'd call you, and then you could come here, and
honestly, I can help you out.
We can then you could bring this thing.
We will.
Bring this thing.
We can work together.
And that, we can't leave that. We can't leave that. We have to bring everything and the camera.
We'll do it all. We'll bring the whole lot.
And then everyone's gonna.
And bring the people.
And all you guys, obviously.
I mean, Darren, how do you feel about getting on a coach and coming down to London just to help out the community vibe?
No, I won't do that.
Why?
No, it's too far.
Too far?
I've got Burnley or something.
Burnley is about as far as you go. Do you know where Burnley is? Yusuf, do you know Burnley?
Don't worry, bro. I'll book your ticket. Fast journey.
Okay. I mean, what about if Darren appeared on Zoom or something like that? Could you appear? Would you
go to London in a stab vest?
In a stab vest. Okay. Hang on, that is definitely this sound effect. Okay, so you would be a bit worried about going to
Yeah, I'd
London?
be a bit worried, yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to.
Is London a dangerous place? I mean, do you want to join in on this one?
London, yeah, it's a whole different story compared to this.
Is it dangerous? Do you feel danger on the street?
Yeah, like too much people.
Too many people, yeah?
Yeah, London. Like, let's just say you go to a park, you can get robbed easily.
Okay, so in a way, Darren's quite right to be worried about wearing a stab-proof vest. Sean, would you come down to London to help out the vibe?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, are you worried about?
It's like there's violence anywhere you go, you know. It happens all over the place.
Yeah. Okay, so you just got to live with it. You just got to be. What is it? Is it about being careful? Is it about being in the right place? How do you avoid getting into violent situations? What's that?
Just avoid it.
Just avoid it. How?
Just walk past it.
Okay, so in a way, it's about walking past the danger. Craig, have you got a view on this? Do you feel like? Would you come to London? Are you worried about violence either here or in London?
I'm not worried about violence anyway. I think people are mostly decent and good and try hard and try to get on with people.
Yeah.
There's a small element that doesn't, but I think it's dealt with.
Okay.
I don't think London's any different than anywhere else.
Okay. So would you come to London to help improve the vibe down there?
Sure.
Okay. So we've got 2 recruits, possible recruits.
I just think that London's a bit too full of itself, and I don't want to go and help.
What do you mean? Too full of itself. I just want to get final thought as well from Darren.
Yeah, London's a good place.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you think it's alright?
Change your mind now.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I'd turn up in a coach any day.
Yeah. Are you more persuaded now to come to London?
I've been to London before.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What did you think of it?
Overcrowded.
Okay, so too many people basically. Yeah. Okay, alright.
Bro, London, London is scary, bro. Oh my god, bro. That's why we moved, fam. You know that? That's why we moved here.
Oh, so you've actually moved?
Yeah.
Because it's too scary?
No, it's not scary. Like, not for me, but for him. He's scared. Look at him. His face is full of fear.
Have you ever been to London? Come and tell us about. What were you saying about the Londoners are a bit too full of themselves? Can you explain what that means?
That's where all the money is, and all the. I mean, they've got all the trains, haven't they? I feel like they're hogging all the trains. We could
They've
do
got all
with
the money,
more
all the trains, everything.
I'd prefer.
Come and get involved in this. Have you ever been to London? Would you go? Yeah, these 2 have moved up to here to escape London because there's too many people there, too much violence. They're worried about this little one here. Can anyone come and take a seat? We've got Yusuf, we've got Craig, we've got Andy, we've got Yvonne, we've got Sean, we've got. What's it? Yeah. Tell us your name.
Rihanna.
Rihanna. Have you been to London?
First time, one time.
One time. What do you think of it?
It's nice.
Have they got too much money there?
Yeah.
Are they hogging the money?
This is expensive every day.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that's right? Could they give some of their money to the north, maybe?
Yeah, that's why it's not here.
Okay. So they're in a way hogging all the money. What's going on with that? What do other people think about that? Is London hogging the money?
Yeah, they are. The prices down London, compared to our prices down here.
Yeah.
It's extortionate, down London.
Yeah, it's very expensive there.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure.
By the way, my name is actually Yahya.
Yahya.
Yeah, you got it right now.
Yahya.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, with the. Yeah.
What kind? We were actually talking about names earlier on. What does it mean, Yahya?
Yahya. It means Yahya.
It just means itself. Okay, Can we get involved in this? This is Talkaoke. We've got Yahya, we've got Yusuf, we've got Craig. Oh, they're not interested. I'm not going to bother. Everyone knows who he is. Okay, right. So where are we going to take this conversation? Juliet, have you got any? Is that camera working okay? Because it's coming out a bit funnier. I think it might be a dodgy cable on the. There's cable. No, I think we just need to replace the cable. But anyway, I've got one. I'll do it later. It's not important right now.
I'm keen to know a little more from you, Seth, about why the north or this area, Nelson, feels more communal than like London.
Yeah.
And you said it was because in London people feel like they're a bit more against or out. What every man for himself.
Yeah.
So let me explain. So basically, when I came here for the first time, I came. Bro, everyone is too nice. It's too nice. It's weird, man. Like, I came.
A bit freaked out by everyone.
Yeah, you guys are too nice. Like, I came here. I saw this one guy, and he was like, "Let me buy you food." I'm like, "What? Why are you gonna buy me food? I never done anything for you." He's like, "No, I didn't buy you food." I'm like, "No." And he bought me food. Met another guy, bought me food. Met a random guy I never met in my life. Gave me his number. I don't know what's going on here. It's too nice, but it's a bit. It's a bit like.
Are you making
Are
friends?
people too
Sorry?
nice? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, man, everywhere. Like, I didn't even go to school. I didn't even go to school here. And then I'm still making, but I'm gonna go college. You know that Colby thingy?
Yeah.
That college. What's it called?
College.
That's it. I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
I've been applying in that, so hopefully.
Okay.
Huh?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do A levels.
What are you gonna study?
I'm gonna do what do you call it?
Politics.
Nah, man. Law. No, not law. Yeah, law, business, and sociology.
Law, business, and sociology. Okay. All right. Are people too nice here? Are we not nice enough in London?
Well, I mean, obviously London's a much more successful place than Nelson, isn't it? Like, as in economically a more successful place.
Yeah.
So that question about whether it's how come if people are nicer and more willing to help each other out up here, is there less money than there might be in Ilford?
I got an explanation for that. You know how people are like greedy in London, yeah? It helps the economy of their side. So you guys are nice, so you share everything. So that's why the economy is a bit low, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you don't actually need money because you share anything in it. So in a way, it's a consequence of being nice that people don't have money. Yeah, I think it's a really good theory. We've got some new faces around the table. We have got Yvonne, we've got Andy, we've got Juliet, we've got Craig, we've got Yusuf, we've got Yahya. And we've got Sean, tell us your name.
Atif.
Abdullah. Khadija. And Mikey. Come and get involved in this as well. There's no age limit on Talkaoke. Are people too nice in Nelson? What do you think, Khadija? Are we too nice here in Nelson?
People can be nice.
They can be nice?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you think of anyone who's particularly nice?
My friends.
Your friends are nice, okay? But are we too nice? Is that why they've got no money? Because everyone's too nice. So they're sharing stuff, they're buying each other food, so no one actually needs that much money. And we're not like cutthroat businessmen like they are in London. What do you think? Can we get involved in this? Come and sit down, come and get involved in this. Yes, tell us your name as well. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Rob, and I disagree with everything you say. I'm in opposition.
What do you think about it?
I'm in complete opposition to everything.
Yeah?
Yeah. Regardless of what the subject is.
Well, what we're talking about... Oh, right, okay, we'll explain it. Basically, we're talking... Because we've got Yusuf and Yahya that is from London, and they're saying that everyone's actually too nice here. But maybe that's why there's not that much money here, because people are so nice. They're actually just helping each other out, so they don't need money.
I think London's richer because it's one of the economic capitals of the world.
Yeah.
And it's nothing to do with how people behave, but if people are happier and nicer and friendlier, then it's going to be better for everyone.
Yeah.
You can have that money, and you can also be happy as well.
So you can have money and be happy, so you don't actually have to have both. You can have... and you're Rob?
It might
Rob,
help.
yes.
What's your name? Hunter, okay. Do you think people are nice around here?
Very.
Have you been to London?
Once.
Are people as nice in London?
No.
No, okay. Okay, so is this theory panning out? What do people think? Any other views on this? Craig, have you got a view on this?
Not really.
Not really? I mean, do you think people are nicer here than they are in London?
No, I just think it's slightly different because there's more, as I said, there's more money.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how the government buys people off.
Yeah.
There's less likely to be an insurrection in the north as there is in the south.
Right, so they're kind of paying people off in a way.
Yeah, I mean historically that's why they did it.
Yeah.
But people have television now, so they just watch that instead.
Is there a north-south divide, do you think?
Yeah, because the government wants to keep the money in the centre, where the Parliament is and where there's a lot of economic activity.
They're keeping the Londoners happy because they don't want them to...
Well, it's where the financial centre is.
Okay.
But there's a financial centre in Leeds now, so...
Okay, so maybe that will change. Okay. What do other people think about this? Do you have enough money?
No.
No? Do you think more money should come up north to Nelson? Okay, so you're agreeing with that. How should it get distributed? Okay. How should it be given out? Do you think? Okay, I'll come back to you on that one. What do you think, Khadija?
What?
How do you think the money should be given out if more money came up to Nelson from London? Should it just go to every person gets a certain amount of money? Should it go to the council?
Go to the council.
Should it go to the schools? Should it go to your parents?
To the schools and the councils.
Okay, go to the school, the council. We're talking about the north-south divide. Oh, we lost Craig. Where did Craig? We need a final thought from. Where has he gone? Craig, we need a final thought from you. Anyway, we've got a new face. Tell us your name.
Chris.
Chris. We're talking about, in a way, money. Yusuf's got a theory that because people are so nice in this part of the world, that's why there's no money, because everyone's too nice to each other. They're not cutthroat businessmen like in the south. But other people have said no, it's more about keeping. What's that? Oh, you got some friends over there. Are people nice around here?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. It's backed up. So that's what we're talking about at the moment. I don't know what your thoughts are. Have you got any thoughts on?
Can you elaborate a bit more?
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe you want to just explain your theory a little bit more.
Cool. So basically, yeah, you know, in London, yeah, basically, you know, people, yeah, like you don't see, you know, here how you see like children like running around and that.
Yeah.
Shut up. So you see people like running around, and you see like when I walk here, I see like people's house open, like their door.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, how's your door open, bro? It could get robbed. And then I was asking around, I was like, do people get robbed here? And they're like, nah, what's that? What's robbed? What's murder? I'm like, oh, that's funny. And then, because in London, yeah, you can't even like look, you can't even leave one window open. Not even from like your garden, you can't leave your garden window open. But here, I see people like kids walking around, everything. Like I don't know how you lot do it, but it's good, isn't it?
But is that why they've got no money? That's what you were saying earlier.
Money.
Well, are you saying there's less money here than there is?
No, there's less money because of like all this stuff in it. Like all this, like this must have taken some expense.
Okay, so spending too much money on festivals.
Yeah, all that.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. I hope that makes more sense.
Get a grip.
Yeah, pick up the pieces slowly. Come and get involved in this. We have got Sean. What's your name again?
Chris.
We got Sean. We got Chris. We got Yahya. We got Yusuf. We got Rob and Hunter and Andy and Yvonne and Khadija and Atif and what was it?
Abdullah.
What is it?
Abdullah.
Abdullah, that's of course, yes. Abdullah. Are you off, Yahya? If you are, give us a final thought if you're going. You're not leaving, okay? You're just giving up your seat. Okay.
So the idea that more money should come up from the south to the north.
Yeah, that's what a few people have been saying, because it's all concentrated around London and the southeast.
Why?
Why? Well, that's the question. Why?
Why?
Rob?
I think people have a better quality of life here. I think they're happier.
Yeah.
There's lower house prices. In London, if you don't own a house, you pay extortionate rent. You may earn more money, but you'll have less money.
Yeah.
So I think that people actually have a better life here, and that's why they're happier.
Right.
And
but should more money come up?
People are more stressed in London. They rush around to get to work.
Yeah.
And they go around in circles.
Okay. Yeah.
I think there's more money in London because there's more foreign investment.
Yeah.
That's buying property. They buy property to rent, so that helps. That forces the prices up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Supply and demand. So if there's a lot of investment coming from other countries, that's going to force up.
Yeah. But does it actually help the people of London?
Well, that's capitalism for you, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
that's free market capitalism.
Yeah.
Whether it's a good thing or not, I mean.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. We're not socialists, are we?
Okay. Do you know what capitalism is, Khadija? Capitalism.
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay, Chris, can you just explain capitalism to Khadija and what it is?
Yeah, it's based on the concept that back when we all had farms and we grew sheep. So if you had a farm, you grew a bunch of sheep, but you don't need all them sheep, so you take the sheep to the market, and there'll be other farmers that go to the market, they take their produce, whatever they have, and you could exchange some of your sheep for somebody's chickens, for example.
Yeah.
So that's a free market of exchange.
Right.
That's the basics. That's the basics of it. But But now we have something called currency, which means you don't have to grow sheep and chickens anymore. You could earn currency and exchange that for the same goods.
Yeah.
You can exchange it for the same goods.
Isn't that
basically.
a good thing?
Well, it's nature. It's natural. I think it's a natural occurrence, really.
Okay.
But the trouble is, if something's in short supply, the price goes up. Right. So supply and demand, isn't it?
Is that what's happening now?
Where?
Well, the price of everything's going up, isn't it?
No.
That's something.
Oil.
Okay.
So
it's getting more complicated. Okay, are you following this, Khadija? Okay, hang on. Let me. Hang on.
What would you exchange for my massaging skills? What would you give me?
Are you a masseur?
I certainly can be for the right price.
Okay.
For the right.
I mean, what do you think
exchange.
about this? Do you agree with this thing about capitalism? That's why.
I think the problem with our society, whatever we call it, whether we call it communism, capitalism, a cooperative society, the problem we've got at the moment is that there's a lot of greedy people out there. People should be trying to think how they can help everyone and not just themselves. People taking more than they need is what makes some people have less than they need. But when we change, the world will change.
Okay, so it's about greed. What do people think about that? Yusuf, Yahya, do you think it's about greed? Are people in London more greedy?
Alright guys, we actually have to go now. So it was nice. It was nice.
Thanks for joining us.
You want a final quote?
Yeah, just a final thought.
The final quote is, in life, take risks.
Take risks, why?
You just gotta take risks. That's what I'm gonna leave you guys with. You guys think on that, you get me?
Isn't that dangerous? Isn't that dangerous?
No, not them risks, bro. Like, risks like business and that here.
Okay, take risks in business, okay. I've just noticed, bear with me, I'm going to keep this conversation going, but I've just noticed that this event shelter is about to fall down. So just bear with me 1 second.
Right, so what do you do now?
Press buttons. I can't move out of this chair.
Well, no, press the button, isn't it?
I can't get out of this chair.
If you want to, yes you can.
Well, I just did.
The bank's open as well.
See, if we had more money, we could spend more on the event shelter.
Hunter, remember?
So, was it Sean?
Yeah.
What's your Chris? So your example there very well explained of like capitalism being kind of about exchange. I was just wondering, how do you kind of, where does the profit drive come in on that?
Thanks, Andy, for helping us out there. Can you pass the mic over to Chris Hunter? Thanks very much.
Because I think that idea, kind of like farmers swapping, I've got a bit more of this, I'll swap it over, swap my surplus with someone else. But I think nowadays a way of kind of describing capitalism would be about, it's a drive for profit, isn't it? Profit making.
Yeah,
so when do you think that, or how does that fit in with the
like modern day capitalism? There's something what's called crony capitalism, isn't there?
All right.
And monopolies. Well, it's our politicians who we elect in, it's their responsibility to make sure things like that don't happen.
Right.
So is it a failure of politicians? I mean, no system's perfect.
Yeah.
Any system could be corrupted by man or woman.
Sure. But that
because human beings aren't perfect, you see. So I think it's been the responsibility of politicians who've it's not put a stop to these monopolies and crony capitalism.
Okay, so it sounds okay when it's just farmers trading sheep and cows, but when it comes to like bigger stuff, then the politicians need to step in and do something about it. Okay, I'll just lose this cow sound effects. Are you following this, Khadija, Abdullah? Do you know what we're talking about? No? What do you want to do when you grow up?
Be a police officer.
A police officer, okay. And what about you?
A doctor.
A doctor. Do you want to get paid? I'm just trying to link this up to the subject. I'm not bothered about being paid. That's amazing. Yeah, go on.
I think it's all about individuals helping each other. I think when individuals, we each take our responsibility to help each other, the world will be better. And when I grow up, I want to be a firefighter. Okay. And I want to help people.
Okay, so it's all, in a way, we've got a natural desire, be it a doctor, a police officer, a firefighter, to help people anyway. So, I mean, do we actually need money come and get involved in this? It's free. Do we need money? because everyone around this table anyway wants to help each other. So do we even need money? We've got a doctor, a future doctor, as long as you get your exams or whatever, and a future firefighter and a policeman. What do you want to be?
School teacher.
A school teacher. See, everyone wants to help each other. Do we actually need money? Is it money that's actually corrupting us? That's what we're talking about now. We've got Rob, we've got Hunter, we've got Andy, we've got Yvonne, we've got Khadija, we've got Abdullah and Atif, and Chris and Mikey. What's the name?
Tilly.
And
Nicole.
Nicole. So what do you think? Do you think we need money? What do you do?
I wish we didn't need money.
You think we do need money?
I don't think we need it, but I wish we could have a sustainable life without money.
Okay, so you quite like the idea. I mean, you've got a tomato plant there.
Yeah, for free.
If you grew those tomatoes, would you sell some of those tomatoes at the market?
I'd probably just use them, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you would. Or would you share them?
Because if you shared them with me, it would save me money, and you'd be helping me out.
Would you give something back in exchange?
I would give you maybe massaging service.
Okay, so whoa, we've got a massage for tomatoes. I think we're making deals here. But we found out earlier on that Andy is an artist and Yvonne's a kind of semi-artist. What, as an artist, is there anyone that would exchange like tomato? Would you exchange your tomatoes for art?
Definitely.
Definitely.
I love art.
Okay. Maybe we're making a deal there.
But unfortunately, a lot of my art is just growing tomatoes. So.
Okay. Okay, I mean, do you consider yourself an artist growing tomatoes?
I like art. I do art, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You do art with tomatoes, though? Try.
Okay, what is tell us? I mean, it's weird actually in Nelson how many artists there are. Like 50% of the people that have sat down at this table have been artists. It's incredible.
I used to draw at school. I used to enjoy that.
Yeah. Is it a very creative place, Nelson?
I think it's a very special place. I think what's happened is there's less industry than there used to be. A lot of mills have closed down, there's less jobs. But this was a very important economic part of the country a few years ago, because it's where most of the profit was made. Ended up in London, because people wove the cloth in this area and made more and sold more cloth that was sold around the world than anywhere else in the world. It was the heart of the Industrial Revolution. And what's left now is less jobs, because those industries failed or it's changed.
But does that kind of like make people more creative in a way?
Well, people need to be creative to live here. They either have to commute to work, find a job here, or they have to make their own living, so they have to be creative, I'd say.
Okay, so in a way you can grow tomatoes. Come and get involved in this conversation. We got Tilly, we got Nicole, we got Rob, we got Hunter, we got Andy, we got Yvonne, we got Khadija, Abdullah, Atif, and Chris, and Mikey.
Emma.
I mean, in a way, we've already been accused of being communists in Nelson by someone from London, but we're talking about a system of exchange where Tilly's going to exchange her tomatoes for Rob's massages. Apparently. Are you you're going for the art instead?
Yeah. You do massages? I can as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, would you ever exchange your massages? Do you get paid for it? Would you exchange it for something?
Yeah, I'd exchange it for something. A massage. I don't get a chance to get one myself. I'm always doing it.
Okay, so you could have a massage. That's turning into a massage exchange.
Like spa. I don't work there now, but I still do it for myself, and I still do it for other people as well.
So,
do holistics as well, like reflexology, injured head massage, aromatherapy, Swedish massage.
Okay, so you need to up your game, Rob, basically. But Emma, could you envisage a world without money where you exchange your massages?
I think that's the best way to go, really. A world without money where we all just exchange what we've got to offer for what we need, really. So less money and more of that, definitely.
Okay.
Everything could be free if we all helped each other. There's plenty of people with more than they need, and if we just spread out this wealth and materials and resources, everyone could work as much as they wanted to, contribute as much as they wanted to, and everything they needed could be free to them.
Yeah. Would you like to have a world without money where you just exchange things? Would that work for you?
Huh?
A world without money. Could you imagine a world without money?
Yeah.
Would you like it?
No, because you couldn't eat anything because you couldn't buy it.
Okay, so Khadija doesn't particularly like it. Hunter?
if everything was the same, if everything that people could get was sustainable, then it would be okay.
Okay. So do you think it would be more sustainable to not have money?
Well, it depends if the produce is sustainable to constantly give out.
Right, okay.
Because if it isn't, then it could be chaos. But if it is, then it would be utopia.
Okay, so it could be chaos, it could be utopia.
So the issue, what you're saying is that it's not the money that's the issue. The issue is producing in a sustainable way.
Right.
Then we all will be okay. That is the main issue.
Okay, so it's about sustainability. Pass us that water, thank you, Juliet. I need a bit of this. Nice. Oh. Yeah, go on, Chris.
I think money is a fantastic invention.
Yeah.
It is actually a means of exchange.
Yeah, so you actually like money?
It just means we don't have to grow sheep. We can exchange our energy for something called money, which we can then exchange for something we want.
So it's kind of...
It's just a means of exchange.
Okay.
A fantastic invention.
So you think money, there's nothing wrong really with money?
No, it's not, without its problems, like everything. It can be corrupted, it can be used for corruption. So I could beat someone over the head with my phone, couldn't I, till they start crying?
Yeah.
I've abused it, haven't I? Well, it's the same with anything. Money can be abused, can't it?
Okay, so money's just a kind of system
It's a means of exchange.
that has got its advantages but also disadvantages, so you don't necessarily want to get rid of money. Do we agree with that? Is money a good thing in a way? Because
yeah, it can help us in some things, like bigger things, but smaller things that you can actually exchange and be a bit
so
easier.
in a way you can have a bit of a system with sometimes using money and sometimes not using money.
I'm going to have to head off, but I did want to ask a question.
Yeah.
That I heard in Nelson that there used to be an alternative currency.
Oh, really?
Not like a Brixton pound, but that people in the mills used to swap spindles. Is that right? Did you know that? No.
Spindles? What are spindles?
Like like that big thing.
But isn't that a bit inconvenient to take something that big around with you?
That was the richest person.
Hang on, people! Give me a final thought before you go.
It's just waiting.
Give us a final thought.
Money stinks.
Money stinks.
It's anything could be used as a currency.
Yeah.
We've all decided that it's a £5 note or a coin, but we could all easily agree it could be one of those things there. It used to be a stick called a tally stick, and you'd put a notch on the stick as payment. It's an idea. It doesn't matter what's used. It's just the idea of a means of exchange, something to store value in. That's all it is.
And then I suppose the thing with the difference between like spindles or tally sticks, so you can't earn interest on them. So it's like
okay. All right, we're going to come to that point. Hang on, I want to get a final thought from these guys as well. Thank you, Andy.
I think you shouldn't need money because you wouldn't be able to get anything without money. Only if
Hang on, sorry, Khadija. Yvonne, you didn't give us a final thought. I want a final thought from you as well. But I'm just getting a final thought from Khadija, so if you can wait 2 seconds, go finish your final thought.
Only if everything would be free, then money wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so if everything was free, then it wouldn't be a problem. It would be a problem.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't. Okay, so maybe everything should be free. Final thought, Abdullah. Okay, I'll come back to you on that one. Yvonne, final thought.
I've got an idea what she just said. If everything was free, you'd do all the dirty jobs.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I just don't think you should be allowed to hoard money. There should be like a limit on how much money you can have.
Okay, so you should have a maximum amount you can have in your bank account. Not everyone is going.
I partially agree with that. Like a maximum wage. You shouldn't be allowed to earn £1 million a month or something like that.
Pass that one, Hunter. Thank you. Are you off as well? Give us a final thought before you go.
Well, if everything would be free, lots of people would go on a shopping spree instantly.
People, what would they buy?
Anything they could.
Anything they could, okay. Rob, give us a final thought.
It's died, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got the best things in life are free anyway.
What are they?
The material things that people value.
Okay, so the best things in life are free anyway.
Like being able to go for a walk, having your health. There's nothing more valuable than your health. If you're a billionaire and you haven't got good health, you won't be able to do anything. So ultimately, being healthy being able to go for a walk, being able to interact with other people, have friends, go for a meal with family. You know, the best things in life are free.
Right.
Sports, hobbies, interests. And that'd be my final thought, because anything else we don't necessarily need. We need a roof over our heads, we need food, we need education and healthcare. We don't actually need anything else that costs money.
Right.
Anything else that is the best that we can experience is actually
what about
free.
Phones?
Phones, they're material things that we don't need to interact with each other, but they're a good tool. And I think that in the future maybe they'll be free.
Okay, maybe in the future iPhone will be free.
My final thoughts are sustainable development, aka socialism, doesn't work.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Thanks for getting involved. We're not stopping though. Come and have a seat on the table of chat. Tell us your name. This is Talkaoke. Admittedly, we're having a little bit of a lull, but we're just what we're going to do. What with the conversation? Right. We're going to put it onto this website, but it's more about the live event. It's more about just having a chat. That's our card.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, whoops! Sorry, you got it. Tell us your name.
David Carew.
David, I'm Mikey. This is Juliet. Have a seat. If you want to get involved, we've been talking a lot about all sorts of things. We've been talking about Nelson. Are people more friendly in Nelson than they are in London? Is it because they've got less money? Do we need money? Was a conversation. Could we have a system where people exchange things more and didn't actually spend money? This is what we've been talking about so far. I don't know if you've got a view on any of those things, David?
I like the idea of bartering.
Yeah.
But there's nothing much to barter with, I don't think.
You don't have that much to barter with? I mean, what have you got anything at all to barter with? Have you got any sheep?
Got a what?
Any sheep?
Sheep, no. That's called bartering.
So yeah, that's bartering. Okay, that's good. Come and get involved in this. We got David. I'm Mikey. We got Juliet. It feels like we're going. Whoa! I'm just going to turn everything down a little bit. We got. We're just going to start off a new session. I feel. Maybe come and have a seat on the table just to add bodies, add weight to this. We got David. What's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie. I'm Mikey, and we got
Juliet.
Juliet here. We were talking about. There's a few things we're talking about. We're talking about, is Nelson actually friendlier than it is down south? Is that the reason why there's less money here than there is? Do we actually need money? Could we exchange things and dispense with money, or could we partly dispense with money? That's what we were talking about before, but we can talk about anything. The whole point of Talkaoke is up to you to decide what you want to talk about. Everyone just left all at once about 2 minutes ago, so we could talk about a different subject. It's up to you, really. Come and get involved in this. Yes. We've got David, we've got Jamie. What's your name?
Tyrese.
Tyrese. Come and have a seat. I don't know if we're going to start with a new subject, if we're going to stick with the old subject of money. Any thoughts, Jamie? Have you got any ideas what you want to talk about?
Well, to me, like, end of the day, you need money to survive. I get some lunatics like saying that money's only paper and you don't need money, but to me, you need money to survive.
You do need money.
Live and enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? You can't do a right lot without it.
Okay. Do you need money?
Yes.
Okay. How much money do you need? Would you say?
About 50.
50 what?
£50.
£50. How often?
A lot.
Every day?
Yeah.
Okay, so you need £50 a day. Let's go around and find out what people need per day. How much do you need a day, would you say?
A few thousand a day.
1,000 a day, okay.
A few thousand.
David, how much do you need a day?
150.
150, yeah.
Just about 20 quid to go to a club on a Saturday afternoon and watch racing.
Okay. So 20 quid. So it's funny how different people have got different prices. We've got 50. Was it 1,000?
Yeah, why not?
1,000.
Could you do it? I've never spent 1,000 in a day, but I'd like the challenge.
Okay, so you'd like to be able to just be flush. Come and get involved in this. Come on, yes, you can. How much money do you need a day? That's what we're talking about at the moment. It ranges. What are you going to spend your 50 quid on every day?
Maybe sweets and games.
Sweets and games. What about you? What would you spend your thousands on?
Maybe a plane fare. A plane fare.
Where would you go?
Maybe somewhere new, somewhere like Egypt.
Egypt, okay. What would you spend your 150 on?
Oh, well, it depends whether it's 150 or 150.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean £1.50, but I mean, if you, what are you going to
I would like to do some water sport.
Some water sport. Okay. And we know what you're going to spend your 20 quid on.
Yeah.
Just a pint and a
few bets on a Saturday afternoon watching horse racing. I like my horse racing. So.
Okay. Hang on, I've got a sound effect for that. Come and get involved in this. Do we need money? That's what we're talking about at the moment. And what would you spend your money on? That's what we're talking about right now. Come on, yes. Round of applause. Come on, get involved in this. We've got Juliet, we've got David, we've got Jamie, we've got Tyrese, is it? Yeah, Tyrese. I'm Mikey. Come and get involved in this. 2 minutes. Yes, you can do it. Yes, come on. I can't hear you from over there. There's a lot of background noise here, isn't there? It's this bloody... I would spend my money on a bus for the drummers to take them over to Cologne. But anyway, where are we going to go with this? We're going to talk about... I'm quite interested to find out about this. You're going to put some bets on some... What do you get out of that, out of betting on horses?
I just enjoy it. I've been watching horse racing now for about 10 years, and I just enjoy it, you know. Just no stupid betting, putting hundreds of pounds on. That's just not fun. It's fun betting pounds here and there, and if you get a couple of winners, it's nice.
But where does the excitement come from? Is it like the end of the race? Is it watching the race?
It's end of race, like if it gets nip and tuck, you know what I mean, and hopefully you'll like. If yours is won by a photo, you're laughing. If it's lost by a photo, you're a bit sick, like, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the buzz of it, like, yeah.
There's a little bit of a buzz going on there. Okay. Have you ever put money on a horse?
I've thought about betting, like when it was football. You know that you can know all kinds of bets apparently, and you can bet on a team winning. Can you not? I think. Yeah. And I had instinct when it was the World Cup or something. I remember I had an instinct that they were going to win. I wish I had put money down because they did win. Whoever it was, I can't remember.
So you had a feeling. What were you saying, Tyrese?
What was the question?
Oh, we were talking about betting and what the buzz is of betting. Have you ever put a bet on a horse? What's that? You can come and sit down. Yeah, you can. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I need to go.
Okay, give us a final thought, Tyrese. What else are you going to spend your 50 quid on?
I'd spend it on family.
Family. Oh, right. That's a good one. Yes. What would you? You say family. What would you buy for your family?
Things that they want.
Okay. What kind of things do they want?
New clothes. Maybe sweets.
Sweets. Okay. We've got a new face here. Tell us your name.
I'm Gail.
Gail, welcome. We've got David. We've got Jamie. We've got Tyrese. Is just going. We're talking. There's a few things we're talking about. How much money would you say you need a day? Jamie's 20 quid, David's 150, Juliet is 1,500. What's your daily amount?
Oh, it depends what are we including in that? You know, do you mean just like spending money, or are we factoring in what it costs us to eat, what it costs us to drive?
Up to you really, Gail, up to you.
I mean, I try to live really, really frugally actually.
Yeah.
I don't really sort of have a lot of treats, I would say. I don't feel like I waste money. I'm not one to go out and buy clothes.
Whoa, let's look at that. You're turning into the ideal woman.
Well, I mean, I suppose there's got to be some advantages, hasn't there, to not spending money when everything looks so great that you could have.
I mean, this comes actually from a conversation we're having earlier on, that actually, you know, Nelson's a very creative place, and people actually come up with other things rather than spending money. They make stuff, they draw stuff, they create stuff.
Yeah, there's an artist there who's making hats out of helmets, cycle helmets, and then like polished using bubble wrap, so recycling materials and basing it on all mythical characters. People are getting involved and coming up with their own mythical characters and writing a backstory. So there's a whole kind of world that's being created. I haven't seen that in London, I'll be honest, just on the streets like that. It's really inspiring.
So there is more imagination. Can imagination and creativity take the place of money? Could you put, instead of putting £20 bet on a horse, could you bet your imagination on a horse?
What do you mean by what does that mean?
I don't know exactly. You'll have to use your imagination. I mean, could you bet other things rather than money?
No, probably not. No, I don't think so.
You don't think it will work?
Do you do an exchange, service exchanges, like or training exchanges? Like if you've got a skill, you could like trade that for something else.
But you can make it a bit more interesting and kind of flip a coin. So you could say, like I don't know if you're a property maintainer. You'd say I will maintain your property if I win. If you win, I don't know. What other skills have we? What skills have you got, David?
Very poor gardening skills.
Okay, so you could have a sort of bet with David. It'll be more a one-to-one thing. You could say, I will bet my property maintenance against your gardening. Whoever wins has to do the work.
This is actually what I do. I work at McDonald's. This is one of my mates who I did a little bit of labouring for when I was skint. Give me this. He said you can have it. I actually work at McDonald's. I've been there 12 and a half years in Burnley.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well. Yeah.
So, I mean, what I was going to say, you say your gardening skills might not be very good, but what I do with a lot of my time is volunteer. So instead of paying to go and do an activity, I'm not paying to go and do an activity that helps other people at the same time.
Today?
The high-vis jacket would probably indicate that I'll do anything to wear a high-vis jacket.
Okay.
But it also it means that you get to improve your skills yourself while you're volunteering. You can learn things that you've never that you've wanted to do that you've not had the opportunity for before.
Could you make it a bit more interesting and like gamble your volunteering? Like kind of toss a coin or spin the wheel.
Do you know? I think I maybe do that all the time. Just in my diary scheduling, I'm like, oh, which opportunity shall I get involved in today? Because there's always loads going on.
A fortune thing going on. We've got a new face at the table. We have got Julia. We've got Gail. We've got David. We've got Jamie. We've got these two that are going to come and join in. Maybe not. What's your name?
Mr. Ali.
Mr. Ali, and my name's Mikey. Well, at the moment we're talking, there's a few things. We're talking about money. Do we need money? Could we just exchange voluntary stuff? Could we gamble voluntary stuff? Like toss a coin?
What's the debate?
That's basically it.
What?
Do we need money?
Not really, no.
You say, I mean, what do you do, Mr. Ali?
I'm a farmer.
A farmer, okay.
Yes.
Would you like volunteer your skills?
Yes, I will.
Okay. So that's what we're talking about now. Maybe we don't actually need that much money, or some people in the lot they've gone now, but we're kind of saying you could have money for some things and not money for other things. Is that
money is the evil of all root?
Yeah, the money is that a problem when it comes to farming?
No. I'm telling you in general.
Is it really? Is money?
Money is the evil of all root.
Do people agree with that?
Maybe not the complete evil, but there was a time when we didn't have money. Money is an invention. You know, there was a time that just didn't exist, and there's this belief that we can fix all society's problems if we throw enough money at it, and that's just not true.
But is it a good invention, like the wheels on suitcases, or is it a bad invention?
I mean, you know, in terms of wheels on suitcases and comparing it, I would say that it makes things easier. Money makes things easier, but it's something that isn't necessarily necessary. There are other ways of doing things.
Okay, so it is a bit like wheels on suitcases. Where are we going to go with this conversation? Do we want to talk about volunteering? Do we want to talk? Would you volunteer your skills?
Volunteering is very good for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you would volunteer.
So humanitarian, yes. There's like up and down here, they're doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so you definitely volunteering. So we're talking about this. Could we do more volunteering and therefore come and get involved in this conversation? Yes. 2 minutes. Yes. Come on. 2 minutes. We're basically talking. David, give us a final thought.
I need some food.
Do you think you'd get it for free if you just said I'm hungry? Would they give it to you for free?
I doubt it. It depends who I ask.
Okay, so maybe you
I
could
know
do
people who would give me free food.
Yeah. Could you do it? Could you offer to do the washing up instead? Okay. Yeah.
Brother here
Yeah.
is volunteering.
Okay.
He's doing for the best.
We've got another volunteer. We're talking. Oh, he's straight on the phone. Tell us your name.
I'm just.
Just okay. Okay. So we're talking about volunteering. Would you volunteer, Jamie?
No.
No. Why?
I've spent a few years before I got my proper job at McDonald's working for nothing, which the job centre forced me to do. So I'm not prepared to do it anymore.
Right. Okay,
Which I think you can understand that.
Yeah, but is that being a volunteer for your force? Isn't there like something voluntary about being a volunteer?
If it leads to a job at the end of it, that's all right. But if it don't, it seems a bit pointless to me, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so can it kind of be exploited, is what you're saying, really, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
If you're volunteering in something you love, they've done loads of research on this, and it can actually, massively improve your life. You could be looking at living longer because you've got better life satisfaction because you're volunteering. Would that not be enough of an incentive for you? Sorry, I'm doing your job now.
Well, that's a no, because I wouldn't get that kind of, I wouldn't go that far, be that strident about it. But
What's your name as
my
well?
name's Mikey. Yeah.
Mikey.
Yeah.
Volunteering is something that it benefits everybody.
But can it? But I mean, I think what Jamie's saying is sometimes it can be exploited. That if you want a job done, surely you should be paying the people to do it. Like stewarding today, surely that should be paid for. Come and get involved in this. Yes. Come and get involved in this. Would you volunteer to be part of this show?
Sorry, I just want to sort of flag up there.
Yeah.
If you are volunteering and it is for a corporate organisation who make profits, then that is not actually volunteering. It's absolutely volunteering is for the benefit of the community, for the third sector, and for the
What's the
people.
third sector?
Third sector, that's the voluntary community, social enterprise, and faith organisations.
Right. Okay. So.
All the people who looked after us during COVID because the actual proper services weren't able to move fast enough.
So when there was COVID, actually we needed volunteers. What about that in a sort of emergency situation like that? Would you consider volunteering then? Come and get involved.
Yeah, if it were like an emergency thing, possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have a think about it.
Okay, so in that situation you would maybe do it. It does depend who you're volunteering. I think we can all agree on that. It depends who you're volunteering for. Would you volunteer for anything?
I have done in the past, but I felt it was a bit exploitative actually.
Okay. Yeah. Can you just tell us why?
Well, it was a whole day's work gardening, and there was no food provided. It was just very mundane work, and I didn't really learn anything new. So
it wasn't shoveling stuff.
Yeah, shoveling stuff.
Okay, so sometimes
shoveling earth and rubble, basically.
Okay.
I didn't know I got myself into.
Okay, so you didn't realise.
You have to do your research first, I think, and be clear what you're doing.
Yeah.
I volunteer for the Curry on the street.
Yes.
Outside every Thursday outside Wilco's.
Yeah.
Every Thursday I do it.
Yeah.
5:30 till 6:30. I do volunteering with
do you get food when you do
I
that?
do food bank missions.
But do you get some food yourself?
I volunteer. I'm not homeless, so I don't need it.
Yeah.
And I do Inspire.
Yeah.
That's Leeds Road on Nelson.
Yeah.
I do Calico as well.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of volunteer work.
Okay.
I don't want a penny back off it.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, is there sometimes can that generosity be exploited? That's what we're saying now. That sometimes that can be exploited. Like Juliet had to dig a whole load of rubble, and didn't get any food.
I don't need food.
You don't need. Okay.
But I help people for food.
Okay, so you help.
Yeah, that's the answer to the question. I help people with food.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So where are we going to come and get involved in this conversation? Have you ever volunteered for anything? Excellent. Come and have a seat. Come and have a seat. Come. We have got Jamie. We've got Mr. Ali. We've got Julia and Mikey. Just give us a couple of minutes. Volunteer here, because what we're talking about volunteers. A Gail over there is actually, she's got an emergency. There's an event going on, but she's volunteering. She's saying volunteering is great. Oh no, sorry, wrong button. And Jamie said that you were forced by the job centre to be a volunteer and it was exploitation. Juliet was saying, I had to dig a garden all day and it was just shoveling stuff and I didn't get any food, and that was...
experience,
yeah,
really. Or experience.
No,
I didn't learn anything new. I think that's what you'd hope to gain from.
So that's basically what we're talking about now. What's your name?
Drew.
Drew. We got Jamie, Mr. Ali, Julia and Mikey. Have you ever volunteered anything? Grab the mic,
I lived in Keighley for 5 years, and I was an integral part in a thing called Keighley Food Poverty Action Partnership, which was getting all the soup kitchens to align together to work in a cohesive manner, which was quite an experience. So we involved social workers and...
Do you think you learned something from it?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about volunteering? Is it a good thing inherently? Does it depend on the job? Should we be doing more of it, or should those things actually be paid for more?
It depends. It's completely situational. Some of the things that people are like your gentleman next to me are forced into voluntary work that should be completed by some departments in the government and things like, and then there's certain situations that arise that shouldn't need volunteering.
But in your case, because it's similar to what Mr. Ali's doing, in your case it's about feeding people. Do you think that should really be done by the government, or do you think that's something that is a voluntary thing really?
No, not so much that it should be done by the government, just the catalysts that create these situations shouldn't exist.
Okay, so it's actually the situation that's been made in the first place. And what is that situation?
Government cuts.
Right. Okay, so it's about government cutting money in the end. I mean, do other people agree with that? If the government was doing more, would we need volunteers less, or would we? The situation wouldn't be there, Jamie?
Yeah, possibly. If government had pull the finger out, you know what I mean, then we won't need as many other helpers out, you know what I mean? So
okay, we've got a new face at the table. We've got Juliet, we've got True, we've got Jamie, we've got Mr. Ali. Tell us your name.
My name's Paul.
Paul, I'm Mikey, as you know, but we're talking about volunteers. Is it inherently a good thing? Does it depend on the situation? Is it about the government cutting back, so somewhat in a way
they are cutting back? They are cutting back.
So in a way you're sort of forced to volunteer?
Something that they have disclosed is Borough of Pendle. They got 25 million grant.
25 million? Is that going to sort
Where's that money going?
Okay, where's that money going? Any thoughts on that? Where's that 25 million pounds?
Finished around here, Burley Pendle. And Pendle Council, so where's the money going?
Where is the money going from? Sure, have you got a final thought before you go?
Where's that money going?
I wouldn't like to say, to be honest. There's many systems in place that need funding that have been demanding money, and so that money seems to be siphoning off from one department to another. And there's not enough to cover everything.
Is it just about money, or is there more to it? Is it actually about feeling?
There's many issues, yes.
Okay.
But I'm not quite sure what those issues are.
Okay. So a lot of thoughts. I'm going to say, Mr. Ellis, you want to come back because you felt
going up.
Wages are going up. I was going to say, I know a little bit about the 25 million, like you're saying, it is coming. So I know that it's some of it is going on to try and improve some of the roadway up round the back there, you know, near the bus station and all.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's to kind of like improve them, but also to kind of, I think, feed in where people can maybe use cycles instead of the cars. So it's kind of bringing in that element.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money to go into like manufacturing businesses for grants to kind of improve what they're doing to bring in more jobs. So there's quite a lot going on there. And then obviously they're trying to look at what they can do with things like the Arndale, you know, or Pendle Rise. I remember it being the Arndale.
Their rents are going up. They're putting rents up. That's why all the things.
Mr. Ali, because we've got a new face at the table. We've got Jamie, we've got Mr. Ali, we've got Paul, and Mikey. Tell us your name.
Tim.
So,
how are you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing? That's a good question to start off with. I mean, one of the things we're talking about volunteering, we're talking about, do we actually need to volunteer? Is it because government isn't spending enough money? Is that you were talking a little bit, Mr. Ali, about the cost of living going up, but also Pendle Council's been given 25 million. How is that money being spent? So there's all these questions on the table. I don't know where exactly I mean, Jamie, have you got any of this? Any particular angle you want to take on any of this conversation?
No, I can't really think of anything, to be honest.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, go on, Paul.
Well, just on the volunteering point, I think there's always going to be a value to volunteering, because it is a way of being involved. You can like learn some new skills. You know, I remember volunteering just to get into the work that I do now. The way in was volunteering, so I think there's always that avenue.
What work do you do now?
Well, I've got an arts organisation, so we've got so we work with artists that work with people.
Yeah. And you started off as a volunteer.
And I started off as a volunteer. So when I was at school and uni, I wanted to kind of get in there, and the way to do it then was to volunteer. I mean, actually, there's more opportunities now to get paid work, even as a youngster. But it's that way in. But I do think that because of all the services that are being caught, I think it can be used as a way of like, well, let's we can keep doing this, and volunteers will just do that.
I
think
a little bit.
Yeah, they prop it up. So I think it's a double-edged sword a little bit, but I do think it's a valuable thing to still do.
Come and have a seat on the table of chat. Have you ever volunteered at anything? Would you? Yeah, come and get involved. Maybe not.
Volunteering.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, no.
What's that?
I've been doing a bit of volunteering with the digital connectors over in building bridges.
Yeah.
And that led into me actually getting a job that still allows me to work with them.
Okay, so it did actually lead to a job in your case?
More or less, yeah. I mean, technically it's with a different company, but I'm still able to work with the digital connectors.
Tell us what you're doing in your volunteer. What's those digital connections? What's it all about?
Well, it's about encouraging younger people to kind of get into the creative industry.
Right.
So we've been working on our big project is right now. We've been showing at the building right now. It's called Stories of Pendle.
Right.
Which involves getting the stories of different people from around the Pendle area, and talking about what growing up in Pendle, what makes Pendle such a unique place to them.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of interaction and getting younger people involved in.
Okay, and you think does that work for you?
I'd say it has, yeah.
Okay. There's lots of things there. I mean, what are the big stuff? One of the things we heard earlier on today is that Nelson, it was from a Londoner that said people are super friendly here. It's almost like being in a communist state. Do you think that is true?
Well, it used to be a massive hotbed of socialism, which people would link to communism. But I think it's because of that working class nature of everything. I think there's that connectedness between people that's never really gone away for me. And I think not just Nelson, but I think Brayfield, Colin, they all have the ways of which people feel dead friendly.
Okay, so it is more friendly. What do other people think? Is that what's come out in your stories and your recordings?
Yeah, we have interviews with students from Nelson and Colin College, and some, a good chunk of them do say they quite like it here. Some say it's more sociable than down south. I think one person noted that people tend to be a bit more social and talk more up here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that British stereotype, isn't it? Where you never talk on the train.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been to London, but never really for extended periods of time. It's mostly just been to go to like one particular location, so I can't really speak.
You couldn't say for sure.
Yeah, I can't really speak from my experience of Londoners, but I can see what they mean when they say it's kind of it's like social up here.
I mean, what are the other things that are coming out about this area that are sort of unique to this area or kind of special about this area?
I mean, you got a really nice view, you know, you've got like, you know, Pendle Hill, which can be seen from like all over the area, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
So there's a nature element as well?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we could go around the table. Come and get involved in this, yes! Come and have a seat on the table of chat. What is special about this area? We have got Jamie, we have got Mr. Ali, we have got, what's your name again?
Tim.
We've got Tim, we've got Paul, my name's Mike. Yes, you can come and have a seat. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but we're talking about what is special about this area. Is it the friendliness? Is it the nature? Come and tell us, come sit down, at least tell us your name. What's your name?
Zeba.
What's it?
Zeba.
Zeba?
Yeah.
Have you got any views about what's special about this area? What, in your view, what is special about this area?
It's very friendly and everyone's very nice to each other, and it's very small, so everyone knows each other.
Okay, so is that sense of friendliness? Tim, give us a final thought before you go. What's your final thought?
Basically, Pendle Hill might look small, but I would recommend bringing a lot of supplies if you want to actually climb to the top.
Okay, so how long does it take to get to the top?
I'd probably say very.
How long did it take you to get to the top?
I've never been up it, but my
really?
I think my dad has, and it's quite a big climb.
Yeah.
I'd say.
What, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours?
Probably.
Okay, does anyone know how long does it take to get up Pendle Hill?
1 minute, 1 hour 20 minutes.
1 minute, 1 hour.
1 hour 20 minutes.
Come and have a seat on the table of chat. We're talking about what is special. Yes, you can come. We have got Zeba, we have got Jamie, we have got Mr. Ali, we have got Paul. Come and sit down. Come and get involved in this. What is special about this area? What would you say? Come on, yes. Yes. We've got the photo now, so tell us your name.
Sorry?
What's your name?
It's Habiba.
Habiba?
Yeah.
So we've got Zeba, Jamie, Mr. Ali, Paul. What do you think special about this area?
Syria.
This area, what's special about this area?
This area is okay, nice, and people is very friendly.
Yeah.
And is a walk around town.
Yeah.
Walk around town is
So it's nice to walk around town. It's a very friendly vibe. What do you put that down? I'm sure that Mr. Ali, we've lost. Mr. Ali, final thought we want from you. What is it that makes it so special though, and makes it so friendly? Is it because everyone is a communist? Come and get involved in this, yes. Okay, well, that's fine. There's no compulsion. Have a seat over here. Go on.
I'm just going to answer your question.
Yeah.
What makes Pendle Nelson stand out above the rest? The diverse communities.
Yeah.
Less crime.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
Yeah.
And a very good council.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're bringing down to the council. What are the council doing that's especially good?
Well, just look around.
Okay, so like, you mean the festival going on now?
Well, no, opportunities for people to come together.
Okay.
And it looks, I mean, I'm not from Nelson. It looks quite organised and families
Are you
quite
a bit
diverse.
jealous then of what the council's doing?
Yeah, I am a bit, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so where are you from?
Not too far away, originally Blackburn, but I live in Keighley, West Yorkshire.
All right, I mean...
Okay, I'm going to have to go.
Okay, well thanks for that point.
Yeah, but you're doing a good job, carry on.
Thank you. Well, thank you for getting involved. Could we bring spread the bug of love to places like Keighley and Blackburn? We've got a new face. I'll come to you in a second, Paul. We've got Habiba, we've got Zeba, we've got Jamie. Mr. Ali's back. Tell us your name.
My name's Sanya.
Sanya.
Yeah.
And I'm Mikey. We're talking about what makes this area so special. Most people have been talking about the friendliness, the kind of this vibe of just people knowing each other and being quite kind. Do you agree with that?
I do, yeah. I feel like it's this festival of culture is what brings communities together, and that's what especially this community, that's especially what we are good at. Everyone coming together and everyone getting to know each other.
Yeah, and I can see you're a volunteer.
Yeah.
And what we were talking about this earlier on about why do people volunteer? Why have you volunteered to be part of this?
I just feel like it's really good chance to get to see what our community holds and what's so good about it, and I just want to give back to my community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Habiba, give us a final thought before you go.
It's here is very nice. In the countryside is very nice.
Okay.
And
do you feel lucky to live in this part of the world?
Yeah. Like
okay, so it's a really nice. There's community. There's nature. I mean, is there anything wrong with this place? It sounds like I've come to like a perfect place. Yeah.
I think because we're here today, and the sun's out.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. There's loads of people from all different backgrounds. They're actually,
Very good atmosphere.
Hang on a second. I just want to get a final thought from Zeba, and I've unprofessionally tangled myself up here, which is not. Yeah, it's unprofessional. Zeba, final thought.
Yeah, it's a nice area, and not much else really.
I mean. Nelson and Pendle, wider Pendle, it seems like a really nice place. Is there anything at all wrong with the area?
No, not really.
Okay, so in a way, we're very lucky and privileged to be in this place.
Yeah, very, very lucky.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Zeba. That's what people are saying. Sorry to interrupt your flow. What were we talking about? We're talking about...
we're saying about whether there's anything bad about this place. I'm just saying that this atmosphere, the sun, lots of people coming together, you would argue it is a great place to be, but it is kind of one day in the year when suddenly all this happens.
Yeah.
But I guess the rest of the time, because I guess there's parts of it that feel like it's struggling, whether it's a shopping centre or, you know what I mean, there's not many people actually come in to do the shopping now and again. It's hard to forget that that actually, places like this need a bit of support, and we need to try and work out what is the future of a little place like Nelson, because we're not going to get these big shops anymore, we're not going to get the big names, so what is the future going to be?
Stuff like, there was the guy from London that was saying how friendly everyone was, just assume that it was like this every week. Could you do it every week? Could you have this every week? Would you volunteer every week to do this?
I mean, I would give them a time for the community, of course, but I think it's a bit unrealistic to have it every week because there's a lot of planning and a lot of funding that goes into stuff like this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be ideal, but realistically, I don't think it's possible.
I mean, do you agree with Paul that there are some issues with Nelson in terms of like keeping the shops going, keeping the businesses going?
Yes, of course, because there's not many big names left in town centre, and all we've got really are small shops.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know what the future is for Nelson Town anymore.
Okay, what is the future for Nelson Town? Jamie, any thoughts on this? Oh, sorry.
They're putting too much rent prices up.
So put the rent down a little bit.
Yeah, put the rent down and then...
more stuff will happen.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, Jamie?
Yeah, everything's going up. It's never going to go down. It's going to go up all the time. That's you know that anyway. It's just common. It's just one of them things. But
what do you think the future for Nelson is, Jamie?
Hopefully a better one than we've got at the moment. But I can't see it personally. But I hope it improves. Yeah.
Would you rather work in Nelson than work in Burnley?
Well, it'd be a lot nearer. A lot more handy,
Okay, come and get involved in this. We're talking about the future of Nelson. Today is like a perfect day. We've got sunshine, we've got music, we've got people, everyone's friendly. But there are some underlying problems with the area, with business, with money.
Banks this time last year, 6 banks, Now we only got Halifax left.
Okay, so all the
Virgin
banks
just closed down as well.
Okay.
People have to go. It's closed down. Right here.
Let me just get your name. What's your name? Mozam.
I came down before.
Yes. Well, yes. I'm not that good at remembering from year to year. But Mozam, is it?
Yeah.
I'm Mikey. We're talking about what is the future for Nelson. All the banks are closing down. Is there anything we can do about that? Is that important? Put the rent down, says Mr. Ali. What do you think about this, Mozam?
I think it's quite rubbish.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything that can be done about it? Maybe we can ask this man here. Come and get involved. Yes, come and get involved. We're talking. Okay, let me just explain this. Come, yeah.
This guy here, he done a lot for the community.
Okay.
Every Friday, he gives 3-course meals. He gives to the homeless.
Yeah.
He does everything for the community.
Okay, so there's a lot of community goodwill, but it seems like you can't live on goodwill by itself because you need things like banks, unless you're going to go for that economy without money. What do you think about this, son?
I totally agree with what Mr. Ali's just said then. Obviously, you need a lot of people like who can volunteer, you know, a lot of people who can do stuff out their way for the community.
But will that actually help with the things like all the banks going and the shops closing down? Would it help? I mean, can you just have like this kind of stuff without banks and shops? Because this is what are you saying, Muslim?
Like, someone told me Costa's going to be shutting down soon.
Tomorrow. So get your coffees in today.
No, they got an extension for 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, they got extension for 2 weeks because I know the manager Vicky, and I spoke to her today earlier on, and she goes, "We got extension for 2 weeks." And I asked her where they're gonna relocate here. They got 3 of our staff gonna get Burnley, and one of them is going to Cone.
So in a way, it's a bit like what, because Jamie works in Burnley as well.
Yes. Answer the question.
Is all the work going to go out? What do we do about things like Costa's closing down?
We just had Kids Kitchen just closed down 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because of gas electric.
Yeah. Okay. So so it is a bit of an issue, I think. Yeah. Come and have a seat on the table to chat again. Okay, what have you got in your head? Is this what you were talking about, Juliet?
Mikey,
Yeah.
talking to you, having a
Hang on, give us a final thought.
I'll be back.
Give us that intermittent final thought.
I just want to say,
anyway.
just enjoy this event whilst it lasts. Who knows, it might not be here next year, who knows. Just make the most of it.
Why won't it be here next year?
Because everything's moving. Nelson Town Centre might be even smaller next year, so who knows.
Okay, so the future is not necessarily rosy. Yeah.
You never know. Everything's going. We might not even be here. Nelson might be shut down, you know.
So we've got to appreciate what we've got while we've got it.
Yeah, while we've got it. Make the most of it.
Will this just be like an apocalyptical ghost town next year?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. It feels like it. Okay. Okay, so what have you got on your head?
I have got this amazing Medusa hat on my head, and it lights up and it makes a hissing noise as well. And it has been made by the Arts on Prescriptions, Arts for Wellbeing initiative that's run by Pendle Leisure Trust. It takes place downstairs in Building Bridges on Scotland Road, and you can self-refer into the scheme. It's designed to sort of help anyone who's feeling a bit meh with the mental health. And you just go along and you do some craft activities, and the ladies have very kindly allowed me to model this hat up and down Scotland Road. So it's a little bit heavy,
has
but
it got special powers?
well, I'm not sure about special powers, but I'm certainly feeling like I'm drawing a little bit more attention than I would normally do.
Yeah. Okay. We might need to. I might need to look at you through the camera so that I don't turn to stone. Okay, so where are we going with this? A lot of people feeling that Nelson's future is not that rosy, even though it's just got 25 million. Come and have a seat. Come and get involved in this. Yes, you can. So we have got Jamie, we've got Mr. Ali, we've got Medusa, we've got Paul, and I'm Mikey. Tell us your name.
My name's Selena Gomez.
And what do you think? Has Nelson actually got a future? Come and have a seat. Come sit down. Has Nelson got a future? That's what we're talking about at the moment. Because some people are a little bit unoptimistic about it. Even though today's such a good day, everyone's been talking about how friendly Nelson is, how kind people are in Nelson. They're all volunteering. They're all helping each other out. However, people feel like Nelson hasn't got much of a future.
So I feel like a lot of the people that would have said, oh, Nelson's quite nice, have only just come today to see how it is today.
Right.
But I'm guessing it's the locals that aren't as optimistic.
Right. Okay.
who see it on a daily basis.
Well, there was a guy. There's a guy that came from Ilford in London, and he felt that Nelson was a communist utopia. But he thought this happened every day.
No, this is like a very big one-off event. I'm surprised it's quite busy today actually as well, especially so early in the morning.
Are you worried about Nelson's future?
Honestly, not really. I mean, if the government can like put enough money into it, because like I heard that Pendle, like there's obviously a lot of shops are closing down, but there's also a lot of people willing to move in and like, you know, rent out more of the shops there. And there's also like down like around, you know where the roundabout is, just down there. They had like, there's like a piece of land like they've scrapped. It had like a few tall buildings on, but they were abandoned, and they were planning on putting a Primark there, or I think it was a McDonald's.
What would you put? What would you put there if you were going to put in something in an abandoned bit? What does Pendle need? What Nelson needs?
Definitely not a McDonald's, because we've already got so many fast foods in this area. Like you walk down that road and it's just fast foods everywhere. Like there's like 3 burger stops, that 3 burger places that have opened in within like a month, and we don't need any more food places.
Okay, I'm just going to go to Jamie because you're a bit of an expert on McDonald's. Do you think Nelson needs a McDonald's?
If they do, it'll be entertaining, because I think there'll be a lot of antisocial behaviour and kids messing around. So, to be honest, I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, so you're not in favour of the McDonald's. Have you got any experience with McDonald's?
What experience? What?
Yeah. Well, have you got any connection with McDonald's?
Yeah, I work for them, obviously.
Okay, so Jamie actually works for McDonald's, but you still don't think it'll be more trouble than it's worth? Basically.
Yeah, I do, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think police will have a lot of fun. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so too much antisocial behaviour. If we open up a McDonald's in Nelson, it's not the answer. Come and have a seat. Come and get involved.
We want to open a Portaloo.
A Portaloo?
Because there's no bloody toilets in Nelson.
Okay, all right. So maybe that could be a start. Okay, should there be more? Should there be some public toilets in Nelson? Come and have a seat. Come and get involved in this.
Say that, don't you? Well, I'm all right to just go out and take coffee, and they've got one. We brought a Portaloo in for this event.
We've got a port. We have. There is a Portaloo. There is toilets just for today only.
I'm gonna ditch you guys. Goodbye.
Okay, hang on a sec, Selena. Give us a final thought before you go.
As soon as I'm of age of leaving, I'm not living in Nelson. Honestly, there's so many better places. As nice as Nelson is, and as nice as the people are in here, I just don't think that.
Yeah. So where are you gonna go?
I'd rather go to like one of the bigger cities, like Manchester.
Yeah.
Or London.
Right.
London, like Nelson has potential, but it's just the government aren't really like, especially our council. I don't think they're willing to put in the effort to like bring it up to what it could be.
Okay, so you're going to leave. You're not going to. What about trying to make Nelson into, you know, give it some of the things that Manchester or London has got? What do you think about that? I mean, is it possible?
That's a lot of work, can't lie.
Okay, so Selena's actually going to leave Nelson as soon as she can. As soon as she can, she's going to Manchester or London. I'm going to come to you, Medusa.
So, Manchester and London are both cities.
Yeah.
You know, what we're essentially saying there is, do we actually want Nelson to form part of a city? I saw something the other day that said, is it, you know, in a couple of decades' time, 85% of the population will live in cities.
Yeah.
And that's quite scary in my mind.
Okay, I mean, are these big things, these big changes that are happening in the world? Is there anything we can do about it? It's just what's going to happen. Yep.
I think the thing about living in a place like this is that actually you feel like you can do something to make a difference.
Right.
Whereas if you lived in a city, you'd feel like a tiny, you know what I mean, like an ant or something.
Yeah.
You know, whereas here you can actually
you feel
do
more like
something.
a bumblebee or a bigger
a bit more,
insect.
or an elephant sometimes.
Yeah, okay, so you're more noticeable in a smaller town. You can have more impact.
Everybody knows everybody here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everyone here.
Final thought, please, Medusa.
Well, I'm sure I'll come back at later in the day, but if we're talking about, you know, the way we live, the grass isn't always greener. You know, it's really, really easy to think that where we live is terrible because we see it on a day-to-day basis. But when you see other places on a day-to-day basis, I think you see the reality. There's, where we actually live now is pretty great.
I mean, we had a guy from London that actually is moving here. So it does happen both ways. On the table, it's 1-1 at the moment. One person moving to London, one person moving back. So
just with like Selena then, as like I guess a young person, there's always this fear that like the young people are just going to go, and I mean, I think that's all right. I think young people should go and experience the world, and then what we have to do is make sure that there's opportunities for them to come back to, you know, or they might come back later on in life to change, to you know, to
so
do
they can
something
bring
where they
stuff
were.
back from these.
Exactly,
from
you can't just keep everybody in one place. It's just that's
okay. So you've got
crazy.
to expect people coming and going a little bit. Okay, I might just close this down for a few minutes just to recuperate the vocal cords. Maybe let's just get a final thought from the people on the table. Jamie, have you got a final thought?
Regarding...
Well, I don't know about this area, about Nelson. Is a bright or a shady future for Nelson?
Well, I hope it's a bright one, but it's probably going to be a shady one, to be honest with you, but let's hope it's a brighter one.
Okay, so you're thinking realistically it's not going to be...
No, I'm just being realistic.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, I just can't see it really picking up, but hopefully it will do, but I can't see it.
Yeah, okay, alright. Final thought, Mr. Ali?
You take one step forward, and the government wants to take it 2 steps back.
Okay,
so they mess about with you, yes?
Yeah.
Everybody agree? You take 1 step forward, they push you 2 steps back.
Okay, so you don't feel supported necessarily by the government?
I understand everything. I know everything apart from the lottery numbers.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
that part I do know.
Final thought, Paul? Have you got a final thought?
I think stuff like today, I think, does give you that hope that, you know, there's things that could happen, because when, you know, you can transform a place like this with just people, a bit of food, some music, some stuff to do, and it's like the atmosphere's great, you know. So what, you know, we just have to build on it.
I mean, can you make this happen every week? Is there a way to get some of this vibe happening in a more sustainable way?
I don't know if you made it happen every week, would it just become a bit boring and then just, do you know what I mean? I think when it happens,
different every week then.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it needs to be something that's different, not necessarily this, but something just going on all the time.
Yeah.
And Pete, we've got loads of talent in Nelson. We can do this ourselves as well, you know, between us all.
But they don't want us to use it though.
Who doesn't want...
They don't want us to use our talent.
Who doesn't want you to use your talent?
The government. They don't want us to use our talent.
Well, I mean, they can't stop me wanting to use my talent or doing it. Nobody's going to do that. Okay. So, you know, you can listen to me in one hand and then ignore him when you want.
It's so cold to say it. So cold to say it.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to leave this here. Thank you, Juliet, on camera. We'll be back shortly. I'm just going to get some snacks. But it's been very interesting conversation so far. It's been a lot of it's been about money, but also, in a way, the opposite of money, which is just kind of giving.
It's about the future, though.
Yeah.
It's always about the future.
Always about the future, absolutely. Yeah.
Think about the future, not what the government gonna throw 400 years back again.
Yes.
Think about the forward work.
Yes. Do you think Nelson's got a bright future?
So they say.
So they say. Okay, so a bit more optimistic than Jamie, slightly more optimistic. We're going to find out in the next session.